Hi, this is Morton Patterson, and I want to share a story with you. Sunday was my day. My routine was the same for years: gym, swim, sauna. I'd go home, read the Sunday Times, chill and prepare for work the next day. But this particular Sunday was different. My sister Kay called and said that Mom didn't look great, and I must go to the family home. When I arrived, she was just there, motionless. I drove my mom and my sister to the hospital nearby. And then when my niece Leah came, we both went into the room where my mom was sitting with the doctor. And she just seeming to just sit staring straight ahead, motionless, with her back to Leah and myself. The doctor looked at us and he said something that I will always remember. Your mum has had a stroke and she will never be the same. And it's true, she wasn't. Mum was admitted to the hospital and she stayed there for a while and then came to my home with my sister. And they stayed at my house while their home was being renovated. What I thought would be a couple of months ended up being 2 years. But hey, that's life. One day we had to take Jocelyn, my sister, out, and I was so excited because it would be the first time since her illness that it would just be Mum and I in the car. In actual fact, just like old times, where I used to talk to her about things and then I'd say, Mum, what do you think? She would share her thoughts, and oftentimes her answer would be one of the favorite quotes like, don't take torchlight to see in the night what you can see in the day. Typical Caribbean saying. On that day, I couldn't wait for my moment with her after we dropped Jocelyn off. To this day, I vividly remember being in the car and thinking, this is it. Just Mum and me. I mentioned something to her and turned to her and said, Mum, what do you think? I remember exactly where we were when she mumbled an incoherent answer that was unrelated to what I had asked. We drove the rest of the way in silence, and that was the day I started to grieve for the loss of her counsel, because it hit me hard, and it was a defining and painful moment when I finally realized that she had changed. As I think about it now, I thought, how could I not get it? How could I expect Mum to be as she was before, to continue to talk to me as she did before? And I realized I was in denial, hoping that what was true was not true. I'd heard the doctor, but I didn't hear him. I saw my mum, but I didn't see my mum. And here's the thing. Someone close to you could be sick. The prognosis might not be good, and you realize that they're not going to get better. And they will never be the same. There could be a breakdown in a relationship or a restructure in your organization, and you realize it's not the same. But you have to adapt. We adapted as Mum lived for another 15 years. We were blessed with that. She was never the same, but for all intents and purposes, we adapted to the new Mum. Sometimes in life, we must realize that some things will never be the same.